Welcome into the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today's Monday, May 21st, 2018. My name is Matt Genak, reporting for CLNS Media, the leading online provider of audio-visual coverage for the Boston Celtics. Today's episode of the newsfeed is sponsored by Mack Weldon. The great folks at Mack Weldon were sick and tired of walking into department stores and trying to buy socks, underwear, undershirts, and not getting consistent, high-quality results. So they started their own company. Called the Apple of Underwear by the Huffington Post, Mack Weldon attire is better than what you're wearing right now, so what are you waiting for? Head on over to mackweldon.com today and use our promo code CLNS for 20% off your first order. Again, that's 20% off your first order on mackweldon.com just by entering our promo code CLNS at checkout. You can now also access the Boston Celtics newsfeed on your Amazon Alexa. Simply say, enable Celtics newsfeed, and Alexa will do the rest. Get all your breaking news, quick game recaps, and roundtables each morning by asking Alexa for your Celtics news flash. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals stays in Cleveland tonight as the Celtics look to rebound after a decisive Cavs victory Saturday night. Ahead of Game 4, Celtics guard Shane Larkin, still nursing a sprained shoulder, has continued to progress after falling to the chest of a blindsided Joel Embiid screen in the Eastern Conference semifinals. According to ESPN, Larkin went through an individual workout yesterday and said he was less sore than expected. Larkin's return is still possible later in the series and even said, quote, "I feel like I'm pretty close. The biggest part is just being able to protect the shoulder from another blow like that, because another blow like that means more severe injury and surgery and all that," unquote. Larkin concluded by saying, "Hopefully, I'll be out there soon." The Celtics got the punch they were expecting in Game 3, and after an extensive film session today, will prepare for another 1-2 punch from LeBron and the Cavaliers, who look to even the series and swing back momentum in their favor ahead of a Boston return in Game 5 on Wednesday night. Following the 30-point blowout in Game 3, Brad Stevens said today that he is considering lineup changes to counter Cleveland tonight. The Cavaliers will continue to ride Tristan Thompson, who improved game by game as the series has gone on and provides a decent cover on Al Horford, who is getting by and through Kevin Love with ease in Games 1 and 2. The Celtics seemed confident ahead of Game 4 after seeing what exactly happened and what went wrong in Game 3. Brad Stevens said, quote, "All of the above. Communication, rotations, defense, whatever you want to call it. The one thing about it is, it was a full issue. There were a ton of issues there," unquote. This general understanding of how things can improve was passed on through even Terry Rozier, who said, quote, "I'm not taking nothing away from Cleveland, but there's a lot of things we could have done better," unquote. Execution is now all that will separate the series from being knotted up back at 2-2 or on the brink of a celebration in Boston. The Green can head back to Boston up 3-1 or return anxious, with the best player in the world in the opposing locker room. This Game 4 could easily be the game of the year for Boston so far. The Green were able to steal a road game from Philadelphia last series on late game execution, and a similar situation may present itself at the Q tonight. No games can be taken off this late in the postseason, and the Celtics know what is at stake and who they are facing now more than ever. A tight game down the stretch could simply be decided tonight by the team with the most impactful and fundamental execution. In the end, that's all we or any coach can really hope for. For the Celtics, Game 4 is huge. This Celtics team, which is a roster comprised of many gritty, counted out, and overlooked players, has the chance to dethrone the Kings seriously for the first time since Roy Hibbert and Paul George pushed Miami Braun to the brink before collapsing in a Game 7 East Finals. The Celtics were the last team to knock off LeBron in the East 8 springs ago. Game 4 could be a monumental step for the Celtics franchise and the entire Eastern Conference if Boston can grab a win in Cleveland tonight and get one more inch up the grave LeBron has buried the entire East in for over a decade. Not happening in the East, however, the other two remaining teams in the association squared off last night in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, which are no longer tied 1-1 as the Warriors demolished the Rockets 126-85 last night in the first game of the series in Oakland. The Rockets were inconsistent on offense and often gave the ball right to the willing hands of the Warriors, who put the ball in the basket at an astonishing rate. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant combined for what seemed like an effortless 60 points on their way to the rout. Despite the 2-1 series lead, a wrench may have been thrown at the Warriors, as Andre Iguodala is doubtful for Game 4 on Tuesday with knee soreness. That about wraps things up for this episode of the Boston Celtics newsfeed. With Game 3 in the books and Game 4 just around the corner tonight, remember to keep it locked on to @CLNS Media on Twitter all throughout this year's Celtics playoff run. And be sure to subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed on both iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS Media Network mobile podcast app. Until next time, this has been Matt Genak with the Boston Celtics newsfeed.